Welcome back to part 2 of the most intelligent, most bewildering, most controversial show you never thought you'd ever want to hear. Slacking Majestically, part duh. Welcome back. Introduce my co-host. The co-host that wants all the attention, all the love, all the respect, but never can return it.
No, want it, need it, deserve it, earned it.
Welcome back, Ashley. How are you?
Let me finish this first margarita and I'll let you know.
And welcome back to the program, our dear, sweet, loving, careful woman of so many words, Veronica.
Hi.
Welcome back. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing peachy. Now, of course, this is a podcast, so we can't really see what you're doing. Explain to the audience, what are you doing for us?
I'm creating a logo for our show.
I love how she says our show.
I kind of noticed that, too. So does that mean she's part of our group now?
Well, you could pay me for the logo or let me be part of the show.
This is her hazing part.
Well, I mean, we have to give her some kind of test or some sort of goal or something to be part of our show.
Someone needs to fucking talk more in the fucking show, and then, we'll consider it.
And plus, she have to be with us every week. At least an hour every week. Can she do that?
I think I can put you guys in my schedule.
You come over to my house every weekend and get drunk with me, so yeah, I think she can.
I mean, of course, she has to talk a whole lot more.
Which, by the way, folks, Adriana does not drink. Although I seriously judge him, I do support his decision. Not really, but
I'm straight edge. That means I'm better than you.
No, and Veronica and I, we're drinking, and I'm thinking at some point during this podcast, I will probably walk away. So when you feel just an air of absence, that is me. And I think I will give us both a shot, and we will make this interesting.
Oh, good Lord. So once she gets up and walks away, Veronica will be taking over the show, and she'll be doing some more talking as I sit back and I stare at her, make sure she says some things, and she'll get that really nervous look about her as she focuses on her iPad. Now, as we just joined, our logo so far is a microphone shaped like a penis.
It really is.
It's literally shaped like the microphone we're using for the show.
Not really.
Are you serious?
And as she holds it up, see, it looks like a microphone. It says "Slacking Majestically" on it.
That looks really thin. That's more of a curve. That's kind of straight. This has like a curve to it, like the perfect ass that has a curve.
You gotta look at it from this angle.
Yeah, no, that still has an ass to it.
It looks perfect.
I think you need to have that more of like a little curve. Like you need to put some booty on that.
Please don't sit on my iPad.
And of course, also along with the logo she's making for us, which she's very nice to do that. Also, we had a couple of ideas on here because let's see, she wanted a sloth.
That's not happening.
And she wanted a dolphin.
Dolphin dancing with a swan.
And once again, how does that tie into our show in the least bit?
It's fucking majestic.
Oh, good. We got
majestic as fuck.
You got her going on that now. Now, please explain to me, please, how is a sloth majestic? How's a sloth majestic?
Because slacking, sloths, they're known for like laziness because they're slow, and then if they're laying on that little seat that Rose did on the Titanic, and the sloth is like laying on it.
Now you're missing her pantomiming what a sloth is actually doing.
Like it's painting like one of your French girls and the sloth doing it, so it's being majestic as fuck.
Why not an otter?
I don't want an otter. Those are cute. I'm not trying to, take away their innocence.
Well, I mean, but they're slacking too. I mean, like to lay on her back and have little cute little human hands.
They're super cute, and this is not a super cute show.
I mean, we don't claim to be cute. I mean, I'm ugly as sin. Come on, really?
And someone's playing way too many bright colors for a not so bright show.
This show is pretty damn bright.
It's fucking bright because I'm here.
Oh, see, well, I was waiting for that. So, Veronica, what do you have so far for us? Now, granted, you really can't show the audience, but you can tell us what you're doing.
Why is it coming out white? It's a microphone.
You started recording too soon.
It's the Blue Yeti microphone that I drew. And it says Slacking Majestically, because that's the show name. And there's a nebula background, which I'm getting pissed off at, because even though I have the color green selected, it's showing up white.
And she wants to be a part of our show.
Do you have a problem with something that's white?
That's racist. She's looking around the room as we just said that.
I mean, I'm the only white girl in this room, so.
That's what makes it even more sick, you ass. I mean, like, that's self-hatred, man.
Wow. So she was part of our show, and she barely says anything. So we're gonna go back to what we talked about yesterday.
There's a lot of work.
I know. We ended the show, and part of the story.
I know what we're going back to, motherfucker. Not Star Wars
God,
and not
here we
Infinity
go.
War.
I was going back to to the story that you and Veronica told about how you guys went to Haunted Woods and how
No, we're
you
going
got
back
rained
to the
on and
not
how you
seen.
ran. I got scared. You got scared. Veronica didn't get scared because she had a great time, but you cried like a little girl with a skinned knee.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I own up to that shit. I am a terrifying little baby.
It's adorable though. Now I know Veronica has stories somewhere about you as she just puts her iPad away because the show was going and everything, and this is why he brought her here other than to get drunk. So yeah.
If you ever want to hear someone that has really, really fucked up stories about me, we have to invite my other best friend. His name is Jeffrey. He has, during my super party stage, he was pretty much there almost every step along the way. He has some stories, especially when we work together. Yeah, there are some crazy stories there.
Now, what's going to happen is this going to turn into like a 5-man team of this show instead of like a 2-person. So.
No, that's going to be a week that Veronica. We're just going to figure out.
Shauna, Jeffrey, Ashley, Adrian.
No, it's like no, for real, bringing him on because he's pretty cool, and again, if you want to hear some good stories, I mean, I can share some stories already, but
of course,
that they're funny, but hearing from his point of view, there's probably times of things I don't remember doing that he remembers because while we'll get fucked up, there's times that he does not get fucked up nearly as me. Yeah, but no, there's times that he'll be more fucked up than me sometimes too. Like we had to take turns. So, or sometimes we'd be mutually fucked up. And there are times that he wasn't there where, like, one time I woke up in someone's house and I thought I broke into their house. Turns out it was a friend's house. I didn't know it was their house.
This is why I don't drink. It's one of the many reasons why I don't drink.
Well, no, okay, the story is I went to a neighborhood. I went to, this house party, and I went with a couple friends. Got shit tanked, and I woke up the next morning, and I woke up on a couch, and I didn't recognize the house I was in. So I was panicking. I was like, oh, fuck, whose house am I in? This is not that party that I went to. This is not, I'm sleeping on the couch. There's no one around. Of course, I have my clothes on, so nothing bad happened. And
they could have put your clothes back on.
Whatever. And I did them a favor. But anyway, so I'm like putting on my shoes, and like I'm going to back out. I'm trying to walk out the door, and I hear someone saying, what the fuck are you doing? And then I turn around, and I see someone, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here? And he's like, this is my fucking house. What the fuck are you doing here? Turns out this is a friend of mine. And apparently he lived in that same neighborhood where we had this house party at. And I had no idea he lived there. And he told me, he's like, your dumbass, drunk ass shit didn't want to fucking leave with your friends. So I took your motherfucking ass here. There's a lot of cursing at this time because we were both hungover and we didn't understand what was going on. He says, and I left you on the couch and I went to bed.
Nice.
He said, so you're in my house. I was like, oh, I thought I broke into somebody else's house. He's like, no. He's like, you're here. And I was like, cool. I want to leave now. And he's like, okay, cool.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. And then I went back over to the house, and one of my friends was still there, and I woke her up, and then we went back to my house.
I'll tell a story about my 21st birthday.
Oh my god, yeah.
No, hold on. Before you tell the story, I'm going to wait until she finishes her drink, and then she's going to sit up and she's going to tell the story. Because, I mean, she wants to be one of us. And so we're all very animated.
But that's the thing, she doesn't remember that night.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, fine. Okay, fine. You tell the story. Eventually, she's going to have to, come in on this one and talk instead of drink and smoke over there.
It's not really a long story. I mean, it's her birthday. It was her 21st birthday. It's right before Halloween.
It was a Halloween party, too.
Obviously, when I say it's right before Halloween, it's going to be a fucking costume party. So, there's beer pong, Cards Against Humanity, there's lots of food, shit ton of cupcakes, by the way. There should have been insulin shots should have been provided at your party, and I'm very disappointed at that. And, we're all drinking. I cut myself off from drinking at midnight because I had to drive back home in a few hours, and I wasn't going to stay the night there. So, I mean, I could have, but I didn't need to. So, but she's still drinking. No, excuse me. I'm recording her. She's like dancing and being silly and stuff. And then at this point, we're playing Cards Against Humanity, and she's dressed up as a cat, so she has the little cat makeup on. And there's times that she's laying on the glass table and she's smudging her makeup all over her face. and we're playing
Too
Cards Against Humanity like over her, and she'd wake up and then she'd play, and then she'd go get sick in the bathroom. She'd come back and play, and that was just funny as hell. And
I had to clean makeup off the glass table the next day because there was just spots all over from my makeup.
yeah, she'd be waking up and she's like, I'm good.
Veronica, it's your turn. I'll just pick a random card, throw it down,
And
and
she
go back
like-
to sleep.
You guys can't see what I'm doing, but she would just prop back up very like zombie like, and she'd be like, hey, and then she'd grab her card and lay it on the table, and then her face would go bam right back on the table.
And then Ashley would be like, one more shot. And I'd be like,
No, actually, Ashley wouldn't be like that because Ashley doesn't say one more shot if Ashley can't do another shot. So, but she was like I think she was like blackout drunk sometime after midnight. When I stopped, she kept going.
yeah.
It's her
Oh, wow.
birthday, 21st. But
It's not a proper 21st if you don't black out.
And get sick all over yourself and, the bathroom and everything.
I have a story that you
I
can
made
tell.
everything in the toilet, by the way. There was no mess.
I have a story that you can tell
Oh, yeah?
about the time that you broke a fucking glass in my hand at the bar.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh, sit up and let's hear this one,
I think I
folks.
still have the scar too.
So, we were at Island Breakers, which is a popular bar in our neck of the woods.
Island Breakers first thing.
What?
We went from Island Breakers
Oh, yeah,
first
yeah.
in.
Yeah, we were at Island Breakers first, and then we headed over to Chalky's, which is, like, across the street. And, so I go up to the bar, order a couple of, what was it, Pussy Slayers?
No, Cougar Slayers.
Cougar Slayers.
Same thing though.
Same bitch. Anyway, so I ordered these drinks, and I'm already shit-faced. Ashley's getting there.
No, we were both shit faced, but
Yeah.
we started at the same time.
Yeah, alright. So I handed her the shot, and then we go to do cheers, and I guess I just hulked out for a second. I just thought I tanked it, but I ended up, like, crashing the glass into her glass, and then her glass imploded on her hand. And she was bleeding all over the table, and I kind of just left the glass there, and we moved to a different table so that nobody would notice that I broke the glass.
No, so then we quickly went to the restroom so I can trash the glass, and so we don't tell the bartender so they can charge us because it was on my tab. And then this bitch later on, she tells us, oh, hey, we broke a glass. Luckily for us, the guy said it was cool and didn't charge me. But this motherfucker, when she's drunk, she can't keep a secret. I'm just saying. And yeah,
I'll definitely keep that in mind.
we were pretty super drunk, and at that point we're both with our boyfriend, she was there, her boyfriend at the time, and then I was there with my husband, and they were deciding, okay, we had enough because we were drunk, and they closed out the tab on us, but they both still had a pitcher of beer in their Disney like glasses.
Mm.
And they were
So-
playing a hard game of darts, being men.
So her and I, when they're not looking, her and I were chugging down the beers too.
Yeah.
Of course.
And then her husband turns around and gives us that shame on you look, and
But we don't care.
yeah, but we kept drinking it and flicking him off. It was hilarious.
Once you're white girl wasted, shame does not matter.
I can tell. I can definitely tell.
Yeah. And New Year's Eve, which you should be here, because last year New Year's Eve we got drunk too.
It's gonna be lit.
It's gonna be lit.
You can be our DD.
Oh, look. Oh, good Lord. Yep. We're going to have a live show then.
Oh, we
on New
should.
Year's Eve.
That'd
We
be
should.
awesome.
There's gonna be a lot of slurring. I'm like, Adriana, come here.
Uh-huh. We'll play Black, and of course, when the show's done, we're going to play it back a couple days later, and we're going to hear some fun things.
Maybe
Oh, yeah.
I remember them.
No, of course not. And now, of course, Veronica, I have to add her in this one. Now, part of the show, we have topics, we discuss certain things, but obviously, since this is a dry run, we talk about whatever we want, and I've been listening to your stories. So, are you going to be part of this little clique, this little gathering we have?
Sure. I mean, both of my jobs don't have set schedules, so I will come when I can, but there's no guarantees.
She's a part-time co-host, pretty much. Then
Yeah.
she can come when she can, and then
I mean, wait, is she a co-host?
Yes, star.
Because like, you're the co-host.
I am the co-host. But I mean, you can have another
I'm a
additional.
star.
She's no bitch. Let's fucking
Wow.
recognize who the fucking star is here.
She could be the intern.
She's like a part-timer. Like she comes
Okay.
in when she has time, and we want to. So it's still our thing, but she
Part-timer and
comes
the
in.
media designer.
True. There we go.
Oh, see, perfect.
And we don't have to pay her either because I supply her with alcohol.
And that's all that
Speaking of
matters.
alcohol, I'm due for another.
You know where my kitchen
Wow.
is. I'm not getting up. We're
I
recording.
can't make them as good as you. You make them so
It's
good.
actually already still in the blender. There's still some left.
All right. Okay.
And now, of course, it's part of the show where Veronica is going to excuse herself and grab another drink.
Actually, this bitch needs to talk, so you keep recording.
Ooh. Okay, fine. We're going to hand this over to
Fuck y'all.
her. Of course, once again, you can't see. Our co-host gets up, goes in the kitchen, makes another drink.
The air of awesome absence.
Of course, a little disclaimer here: Adrian does not drink as part of the show. I'm designated.
Lame person.
Absolutely, I just hold the microphone while they talk,
Yeah.
and as she sits across from me smoking, even though I'm allergic to
Blowing
smoke,
it out the window. It's not even coming near you.
like it still does not matter.
It already smells like smoke in here because her husband smokes in here.
Yeah, that's great. I'm gonna go home smelling like smoke. It's always a beautiful thing. Tell me something entertaining about Miss Veronica. Come on, this is the part I'll put you on the hot seat, so you're gonna have to talk to our people. Because our audience, they're gonna ask about you. So
There's not a lot very entertaining about me.
you have to think of something. I mean,
Well, you think of something. You know me.
I don't know you that well. I mean, I didn't know you smoked or got shit faced. I didn't know none of that stuff.
Yeah, you did. We went to the gas station together. Where do you think I went every time I went outside?
Oh yeah, you did. Oh, you did go smoke. You'll see. You smoke. You fed the raccoon.
Do y'all
Jumped
feel
in the
that?
dumpster.
Do y'all
Oh,
feel
that
that?
too?
It's the air of awesomeness returning.
No, she
Damn straight.
just farted. That's all it was.
And it
Oh
was
my God.
majestic.
Oh good
So,
lord, that's why it's a sloth.
I worked at my retail job today, the phone store, and we have a new girl with us, who I won't mention her name, but I was bending over to grab something that our
I like this
other
story so far.
employee dropped and wouldn't pick back up because they're lazy. And I swear, she farted. I could smell that for about 10 minutes. It was disgusting. Smelled like dead broccoli cat vomit.
Isn't a piece of broccoli they're eating already dead though?
Okay, what does cat vomit really smells like? But please continue.
Oh, that's the end of my story.
Oh, really
It
fart
did
story?
smell bad.
But see, this is why you're the co-host. This is why we bring you on.
I have another story about work that's pretty funny.
Okay.
So, well, it's actually a multi experience story because we've got this regular customer that also works in the mall, and he owns the nail studio, and it's kind of like an older Asian dude, kind of creepy. And anyway, he's got like this 12.5-inch iPad, and it's always covered in viruses. And those viruses stem from the things that he likes to watch on his tablet.
The porn.
Yes. And last week, he came in for about the 10th time to me to get him to fix his tablet. And I told him straight up, I said, if you come in here one more time and there is pornographic content on your iPad, I will not help you. Delete all that shit, go incognito, do what you gotta do, and maybe run a little Clorox wipe over it. That'd be great.
That's gross.
He looked at me in disgust, and I looked at him with even more disgust, and he walked away on his merry way.
Yes, because how dare you help out his porn habit? I mean, gee, you're so evil.
I might have gotten AIDS just touching the thing.
Note to self, don't hug you before I leave. Now, we're going to discuss a little topic here. I'm kind of curious. And
Actually, get off your fucking phone.
Breaking news: Keanu Reeves is gonna be in fucking Toy Story 4. That's right. John Wick's gonna be in Toy Story 4 and fuck things up.
Ooh, there's a guy that walks around the mall that looks just like John Wick.
Marry him.
Keanu Reeves. No, like
Not marry him.
He looks just like him. But he's like really creepy.
Fucking John Wick. He keeps to his fucking self.
Yeah,
He's gonna look creepy if you don't know him.
but it's odd.
And
Like, it's pretty much uncanny. Like, it could be Keanu Reeves just living in our hometown.
Then fucking marry.
walking around Merritt Island Square Mall, that's...
I mean, Keanu Reeves is pretty random. So I mean,
Yeah.
would you really be surprised?
No,
He
no.
can walk in my house right now, and I'd be like, cool.
Hasn't don't come home tonight.
No, I mean, I wouldn't do him. I mean, I dig Keanu Reeves, but I feel more of like
Would you kill
he's
his
cool
dog?
people to hang, but like he's just not my type to do.
Would you kill his dog?
Fuck no. Fuck no. Gosh, I like living still. Despite how sad my existence is, I actually enjoy it because I don't want to die yet because Star Wars Episode 9 is coming out in a year. And then there's still Avengers Endgame coming out.
Am I obligated to see those?
Yep.
Well, I'm looking forward towards it next year, so...
It?
Yeah, it
Like
chapter
the clown
2.
movie?
Yeah.
I didn't see the other one. I seen the original one, but I didn't actually see the remake yet.
Can we
You-
talk about it real quick?
Yes, because my favorite movie in the whole entire world, which you haven't seen yet. And see, this is my turn to be angry at you now because
I thought it
you
was
should have
amazing.
seen the
You
remake
haven't
of it.
seen Star Wars besides the first 3, and you haven't watched Avengers Infinity War, so you don't come in here and say what you can and cannot be angry about, sir.
Nope, It. Sorry, I watched the remake of It. My favorite movie in the whole entire
I've
world.
seen the original and I prefer the original.
Yes.
I hate remakes, though. I'm so tired
No,
of
the
remakes.
remake.
It was good.
This is better.
I'm pretty sure it's good because I've seen scenes through YouTube and stuff. So, I mean, I just haven't gotten to watch it. I mean, I'm waiting for it to pop up on Netflix or Hulu so I can watch it.
No, it's on Hulu.
Hmm?
It's on Hulu.
It is? The remake is?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
on
cool.
Hulu. It's been on Hulu for a while. It's story.
We're not strangers anymore.
So you know how like the online craze of like it being a sexual deviant started?
I had no idea about
I
that.
didn't either, but
So this brings me back to the Asian porn guy's story.
So it all ties back into that.
So he probably had about 20 tabs open, all different sites, XN, XX, Porn or Pornhub, RedTube, all of the major sites. And I scrolled past one that I was closing at the time, and it had a clown on it, and I was like, that really looked like It. So like I click on it because I'm curious, and it's fucking It. Like a dude dressed up as the clown from It, just like going ham on some young small blonde chick. I was like, all right, well that's gross. I'll never get that picture out of my mind.
Yeah, and that's pretty disturbing. I mean, I like the movie and he was a killer, but yeah, the fact that he shags people in makeup, no, that's not really my thing.
listen, man, they make a porn spoof on almost everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, like I said before, I mean, I've already seen Forrest Humps. I've already seen Free My Willy Part 3. I've seen Batman with Robin. Yeah, it's great topics.
Okay.
As she makes a face as I say that.
And I'm taking her drink.
Adrian, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Bring it on.
Tell me something interesting you like to do in your spare time.
Oh, he just said it.
I take long walks on the beach.
That's boring. Next.
I write poetry.
Next.
I dry hump cheerleaders on Sundays.
He
Next.
takes care of the shaft. Obviously, that's what he talked about.
Next.
Whoa, I didn't say all that.
You just said the porn things you just watched, so of
I used to
course.
work for a villa, and all the porn titles were really funny.
Porn tunnels?
Titles.
Oh.
Working for a villa, you've seen all these different types of titles and stuff like that, and it was great.
But I mean, you're a dude. I mean, you obviously seen porn stuff. I mean, come on.
I've watched tons of porn in my
Okay,
time.
so that's
What's
one
your
thing you
favorite
can't be-
category?
I would go for midgets. Actually,
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait,
midget.
all seriousness. Yeah?
No, like we're asking
No.
you seriously.
We're asking seriously.
No, I haven't watched porn in a very, very long time. Seriously,
when,
folks.
When you did watch porn, though,
When I did,
what was your go-to site and category?
because maybe my family listens to this show. I don't know. I'm gonna say I'm going for clown. It's hilarious, especially when
Well, you said It was your favorite movie. So
Absolutely.
Maybe you idolize him as a deviant in your life.
of course it definitely ties into clown porn. It really
Dick
climax.
Deviant.
Yeah, really the climax of the whole porn scene.
Yeah,
Where he where clown shoots his wad like little balloons and everything. It's great. Comedy at its finest. Next question.
What is something interesting you do in your spare time?
Podcasting.
It's true. I get notifications on podcast all the time.
What is something interesting you do in your spare time?
Animation.
What is something interesting you do in your spare time?
Damn. I deal with you guys. I'm starting to
pretty
deal with you
fucking-
guys.
Can't argue with that
See?
logic. We're interesting as fuck.
And of course, it all started with one interview, and now I can't get rid of her now. Now she's part of my show, and now you're part of it now, and this is going to be a long one.
You know who you should bring in as a special guest?
I'm afraid. Who?
Her name starts with the B.
Yeah, no.
We're not going to do that, folks. We're not going to do that, folks. Not
We
going to
have
do that,
all the
folks.
racetrack.
Well, no, I know she listens to this podcast. You know that, right?
Okay.
So,
There's multiple people.
But as
whose
you
name
both
starts with B.
received a text message after I got off the ride, so
Oh, God.
and I told this story to my coworkers. I said, so there's this girl that I used to work with, and if you heard my original podcast, it's just after all this stuff,
not a likable person.
I just simply don't like her. I'm not saying she's not a likable person, but for
She's
me,
not.
I do not. I personally, for shit that happened is why I didn't care about her. And I made it actively known that I do not like her because of shit she pulled. And, of course, so I take a week, during my vacation a month ago, I went to Tampa for 2 days with my husband, go to Busch Gardens, and we got on a ride. And lo and behold, the person I have said on numerous occasions I do not like, and I'm pretty sure she knows this, comes and sits down next to me. And of course, being polite, being respectful, being civil, hi, uncle, never would expect to see you here. Yeah, I would think to see my old coworkers from SeaWorld and Busch Gardens, not someone from Racetrack. And I couldn't really enjoy Sheikah because I'm thinking she's on here. And I'm thinking, I just don't want to sit next to her because it's just, obviously I'm pretty sure she knows at this point my feelings. And of course, on my feelings, I don't want to sit next to her. And so I feel like it was awkward. But, we're both polite. And, as soon as we got the ride and, stepped off and I stood over the side and I gave her time to walk away. So that way there's no more awkward exchanges between the two of us. And, left it at that and, went on our merry way. But then, of course, I messaged both of you. I was like, you would not believe who I fucking sat next to of all people. So, kudos. The anger is gone.
You made it through the day without going to jail. That's a great.
I wouldn't say it wouldn't even have all jokes aside, it would not have escalated to that. It's just as I said in the original interview, the anger really is gone. It's just when someone burns you, you just kind of know that's how it is. So there really isn't no anger there, and I swear my dog who is sitting over here, or he's in my house. He left the room, I guess, but. There's no anger. It's just, it happened and, I just, that she's not someone I can be friends with. But, I see her like I saw her at a theme park. It's just be civil and, though it's probably going to be an awkward exchange and just move on from there.
The views of Ashley Majestic does not reflect the views and opinions of Slacking Majestically Show, its producers, and its writers. We talk about issues and topics that may deem offensive.
But one of the co-hosts is friends with this person, and I respect that. And it's cool. I don't tell people who they can and can't be friends with. But let me get that clear. I'm not gonna be like, oh, how fucking dare you? You're your own person. I don't care. It's just if you would ever want to do a podcast with her, I personally don't mind. I just will not be part of that show.
And it won't be at her house.
Well, maybe in the future, possibly. Who knows? But if
maybe
her and I do exchange,
have a makeup session.
No. To be civil on solid ground, if her and I were to have that discussion and she can tell me from her side of it and, go from there, I don't want that to be recorded, for, of course, the obvious reasons. And, again, there's no anger or anything, but, to hear from her side, that'd be cool. But if that were to happen and things are squared away, but possible, I can't say the future. So it's just, I just kind of go with the flow at this point. I don't have time to feel angry about stuff. I have enough stress in my life at this point.
Neither do I.
So
this is why this show is about anything and everything, and I'd be more than welcome to have her on the show and you on the show one day to hash things out, and because life is too short, for any kind of misery or whatnot. So
I said it, and if she still listens to this, knowing that I'm on here, if she knows it or she's aware, it's from there.
Okay.
Again, and I respect if she's she hates my guts too, that by all means, it just is how it is, and there's opportunity. I'd be willing to take a step if someone else would be willing to take a step. It's cool, and it's hey, let's say we were to talk and we just can't come to an agreement. No, I really didn't do that. And I'm like, yeah, you did, or vice versa. And she's like, go, that's I don't know, I forgot the phrase for it because I'm drinking, but that's how it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Now, actually, I do want to talk about something that's been in the news lately, and Veronica, I think you probably heard of it too, because it's going around, so I'm going to bring it up. And about the baby that was injured. You did not know the story.
Baby Harlow?
Okay. All it was.
I don't watch the news.
Oh, well, me neither, but
Facebook news. Facebook news on his Facebook news.
Yeah, and it's pretty much just in our backyard. Long story short, someone we know, someone we used to work with, his name is Drew. He was
his child in the hospital?
Yes.
What happened to him?
Okay, so the clip notes of the story is while his fiancée was at work, the baby was crying, he lost his cool and he threw the baby in the bassinet. Fractured rib, cracked skull, internal injuries, and he is in jail at the moment.
He threw the baby?
Yes, he threw the baby.
Like through?
Like through.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this happened. This happened on a Tuesday, and she has been in the hospital with her baby ever since. Drew has been in jail ever since,
Wow.
and it has been all over the news.
I've been wondering why I haven't seen her because she's usually working night shift.
Yep.
Wow.
And so there has been a GoFundMe about the baby, helping out the medical bills and stuff like that. And so there's been a whole lot of talk about that. Considering how did it happen, why it happened, and stuff like that. And
Jeez.
yeah,
I would never took him to be like that. He always seemed like such a cool person.
well, I mean,
You don't know what goes on behind closed doors. that's for sure.
exactly.
There's usually a lot of dirty stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, well, that too. But I mean,
Well,
of
they made a
course.
baby, so.
Well, I mean, of course, I'm not gonna. This is not about me bashing on anybody. I'm
Yeah,
just.
no. I mean, and we also don't know the whole story. I mean, it's never okay to throw your child.
No, by all means, fucking bash on someone that fucking injures a fucking baby. And okay, this is people y'all know. I don't know these people, so I flat out do not give a flying motherfucking rat's fucking pussy hole. I mean, I don't fucking care.
Are they still together?
He's in jail.
I mean,
So-
like, are they still, like,
If they are, then she's dumb as fuck.
No, they're not together.
not together?
Well, but she's dumb as fuck for staying with this dude in the first place.
Because he posted, I did see this, because he posted something on a social media site saying, oh, please pray for my child. I thought, like, he was, like, sick or something.
No,
He
he's saying that
never
shit.
in that post did he mention, oh yeah, I threw my baby in a bassinet and she's not doing so hot.
Well,
What's the kid's name?
oh, Harlow.
Harlow. Okay.
Yeah, and like I said, they raised a big GoFundMe for the medical bills and everything.
Yeah.
Because she's not at work right now.
That was on the news though?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
See, if you listen to my last show,
If
The last show was me, Ashley, and you.
well, before the show before that.
you look on the
Yeah,
podcast, you'll see it. But even I heard bits of it, and you hear parts from the news. And again, y'all know this shit, and you guys want to keep it. No, she's dumb as fuck, and obviously he is. And I'm gonna say she's dumb as fuck because it's just you have to know that someone is capable of this shit. And from rumor has it, if this dude has been violent in the past and she obviously fucking knows this shit, and you allow this person to be in the same home, even if it's a shared child or not, you choose to stay with this person, I mean, it's your own fucking fault. I mean, I'm sorry the baby's in the hospital and the baby's hurt, but that's your own fucking fault that your child is in that mess in the first place. I don't have any sympathy besides for the child itself, because no baby or child is responsible for the harm that they come to, unless they actually jump off a bridge themselves. But it's a baby, it's an infant, it's just, so when I say this shit, I'm not talking about the baby itself, but the situation for the parents, I do not feel bad for them. The dude can rot in jail, and for her, I don't wish anything good on her. Honestly, I really wish that, hey, social services, child protective services, comes in on her ass too. I mean, investigates on her. I mean, you have to see some kind of signs. And yeah, there's stories where, oh, I would never have any idea. If you live with this person, there's no way that they never show any signs of violent behavior at all, and then all of a sudden they do this to a baby. No, that does not happen unless they go completely schizophrenic overnight. It doesn't happen. So I wish all the bad things on both of them. I really do. Not on the child, but again, I know
any
this
bad
person.
things on his girl. She's a nice person.
No, I'm sorry. Again, I don't. Y'all know me. I don't give a flying fuck. I don't know these people. I know about the baby, and once again, there's no way that you didn't know about that person. If this person is responsible for the damage done to that child, again, that shit just doesn't happen overnight. You have to have seen signs before. So I do not feel sorry for her, and I sure as hell don't feel sorry for him. And yeah, these are y'all's friends, but fuck them.
Well, no, like I said, this isn't my friendship or anything. It's just a topic that's been going on for the past week or so. And that's something I wanted to bring up because, like I said, I made a show about it before. We're worrying about the baby, hoping the baby comes back. And that was a show about the child. Now, my point is, I'm talking about the situation itself.
Yeah.
Looking about, like you said, mentioned earlier about warning signs. Were there any warning signs? Were there any anger issues in a relationship? Was there any abuse in the relationship or stuff like that? Because, like you said, something like that doesn't just happen overnight. There had to be some sort of signs that have gone on.
Yeah, so you can't say, oh, well, she's a nice person. No, fuck her. I mean, if I ever walk into a place that she's in at the same time and someone says, hey, that's her, I will go to her face and tell her, go fuck yourself. You know, I'm sorry that you're the mother of that poor innocent baby girl. I mean, I feel sorry for that girl for that purpose only. Other than that, she deserves to be with someone with parents that are more attentive to it. I mean, it's just, I've never really said this publicly, but my very first relationship was with a guy who was abusive, who did alcohol, who took advantage of most everything he could have. His family was basically the same damn way. And I was with this guy, and I didn't leave. And of course, I'm a teenager. I don't. If I can go back to myself now, I wish I got smart enough to leave a lot sooner than I did. But towards the last year of relationship, I tried to avoid having sex with this guy because my biggest fear is what if I get pregnant? Because something, it's what do they call it? Controversy. I personally, if it happens to me now, I won't want to do it. Nothing like that, but I had told myself and I made plans for it. If I were to become pregnant, either I try to go get that taken care of, or I find a flight of stairs to go throw myself down. Something, because I just wouldn't want to do it. And of course, people say you can't adopt and do that. And no, I just wouldn't. No, I wouldn't want to do it. And so, if you share a child for someone like that, you choose to keep the kid. Everyone makes their own choices. I don't care what choice you make. It's your life. If it's not affecting me and my life in any way, I don't care what you do with your life. But for me, everyone deals with shit. And, people, they know what they've been dealing with, and all of a sudden, they do cry me a river shit. I don't feel sympathy.
How do you know what happened?
Oh, because number one, it was, first, it was in the news.
Because I'm reading the GoFundMe and it says something completely different.
Well, the GoFundMe mainly just talks about the baby itself. It really didn't go into details about the hows and the whys, because for that it's not really important. The hows and the whys is something totally different.
It has a how and a why.
Well,
How much you don't need to put all the dirty laundry on there. You're focusing on the baby, not on everything else.
Yeah, it says that she had cerebral palsy and she had a seizure. That's what caused her injuries.
Well, that's,
obviously we know the people, so you would know better than what they wrote on.
You don't really want to put the dirty laundry on there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So that's something else here. What I'll do is give me 1 second, and I'll play a clip of the actual news story itself, as she slurps on her drink and everything.
Margarita.
Oh,
The only thing she can be slurping on.
wow, folks, we're so not going to touch that one, folks. So what I'll do, Veronica, is I'll play a little clip of it, and I'll get your opinion of it.
Okay.
Because I already shared my opinion of it earlier. So let me see if I can pot it up here, folks. The beauty of podcast magic here.
Obviously the father can't listen to this.
That baby is still in critical condition with bleeding on her brain. The sheriff's office says those injuries were caused by her own father, and he didn't even call 911 or tell the baby's mother. 21-year-old Andrew Shelley wore a protective gown to go in front of a judge this afternoon.
Swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, sir?
I swear. Brevard County deputies say Shelley was in this house on Phyllis Drive in Merritt Island with a 3-month-old baby and got angry with her because she was crying. According to a criminal complaint, Shelley allegedly threw his baby girl into a bassinet, causing her to hit her head on the metal frame, and she then became unresponsive. Even so, investigators say Shelley did not call 911 or try to get help. They say he told them he, quote, failed to summon medical assistance because he was scared. He then left to go to work. When the mother came home, she found the baby having seizures, took her to the hospital.
Wait, he left the baby at home with no one there?
No, he was there, but he didn't. When she came home, he didn't say anything.
He went right out the door.
Right.
So wait, as soon as I heard that name suddenly became, because of course a lot of people have come in and out of y'all's lives in that certain store since I left about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Over 2 years ago, actually, at this point. And hearing that name made me think. I looked on Facebook through it. So this is the one that I used to work with too?
Yes.
Bro, I'm even more fucking pissed off at this kid. Because I worked with this guy too, and now I'm even more pissed off. That's just awful. And so that's another reason, I could throw out to the whole that shit doesn't happen overnight because I worked with this kid. Time I thought he was cool, but he had pissy mood behaviors just by working with this kid.
Yeah,
he had an attitude problem. He had gave me an attitude fucking problem before too when I was running a shift. And of course I fucking went to my higher up about that shit. I don't deal with it. So, for real, even pushing this more, I don't give a fuck how nice you say this girl is. Fuck her even more, because if I just worked with this kid, I didn't have a relationship, I didn't fuck him, I didn't live with him, and I can see this shit, and this is a couple years ago, and you fucking bang this kid, you have a kid with him, and you let him fucking live with you, I know you see more violent shit than I fucking saw when I worked with this kid, only for like a handful of months. So fuck her even more. Once again, y'all know this chick, but hey.
Well, a lot of people are in abusive relationships, and there's always a way out, but sometimes they don't see that.
But it's one thing if you don't have children, and you're one that your child should be put before your personal feelings. Anything else, that child's protection is worth more. If you see violent tendencies on this kid, whoever you're with, you should know you should not subject your child to that. And I can speak that from experience growing up in a household where that shit happened. And I know what it does to a kid. Oh, they're young enough. No. Well, this is an infant, so I can't speak for an infant, but no. So I can say that. If you have a child, there's no fucking excuse. You need to focus on that child. That child should be the center of your world, and you should know that's not a good, healthy thing to be a part of. Why would you let your child grow up in that environment? Now, if you're single, you're thinking of yourself. So, I mean, everyone can have their own opinions, but that's my opinion. And again, I've been through each avenue, either growing up in a household like that and being subjected to it when I was a teenager. My dumbass was part of what stayed in it, but eventually I did leave because I grew up. You're a full-grown adult, you have children, no fucking excuse once again.
Okay. And Veronica, what is your opinion?
No comment.
Her opinion is not matching mine. I'm pretty sure both of y'all's opinions is not matching mine, but that's cool.
Oh, no. I mean, I've already stated my opinion about the whole issue.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, my only concern is about the child itself.
Yeah.
I'm reserving my opinion until the whole story unravels. Because once again, it's not because I know both parties.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just because my brain can't wrap around, the whole thing of what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really can't fathom it whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
So I really have no strong opinion on that. I mean, from what I see is what I see.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't care who you are, but if you do something like that, you need to be put away for many, many, many years.
Well, of course, but once again, y'all have more.
I mean, and of course there is gonna be consequences for like for both parties. Of
course.
There's gonna be more. It's gonna be more than just this happened, recovery, and future. There's a whole lot more going into it.
Yeah. I'm not a big child-loving person. I have my nieces and nephews and godchildren. I love them to death, but I'm not someone that's comfortable with kids, but I'm not for injury to children.
Right.
There's just no ifs, ands, or buts around it, and that's just awful. That's the worst thing you can do, is injure a child. I mean...
Did she quit work, or is she working 1 day a week or something?
No, she's taking time off to go be with her baby.
Okay.
And
has she been in at all?
She might come back, just get a couple things because the actual company itself is banding together and is going to help out.
Ooh, don't let her listen to this podcast.
What?
I said, don't let her listen to this podcast.
Oh, I mean,
She's gonna be pissed.
Well, once again, this podcast is is about opinions and views.
I just messed with her.
It may be just it may be popular, maybe unpopular, but this is our show, and each show has an opinion.
I understand your view, but I mean, you gotta think about if you were in this situation.
No, because I wouldn't put myself in that situation.
You don't know that.
I would if I had a child. There's no way. Again, I can say again, if you're not living it, you can't say 100% sure. But once again, I grew up in a household where my parents put their hands on each other. There was emotional abuse. There was mental abuse. There was physical abuse. Then I was subjected to it at one point. So I lived with it myself when I was older, and then I grew up in a household like that. You should know better. And how I was raised, of where my parents didn't really exactly put me first. And so I will say that because if I had a kid, that's why actually I wouldn't want to have a kid.
Well, once again, I mean, I understand your point of view. I understand Veronica's point of view. Because once again, unless you're in that situation, and probably Veronica was, I know I was, and I know you were. We each handle each things differently.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about Stockholm Syndrome many, many weeks ago. I mean, some people will stay in it for their own particular reasons. Whether it be out of insecurity, whether it be out of fear, with just there's so many reasons for it. Granted, I'm not making excuses for what happened. There's no excuse for it.
If you saw the on-sign, or if you saw the signs for it, then you should have gotten yourself out of that situation.
And once again,
I mean,
then again, there are times where people just snap. If there was no signs, but I don't know their personal. I don't know if he ever put his hands on her personally. When you worked with her, you probably know a little bit better. But I mean, if he never did that, maybe he excused himself when he got mad like that. Maybe he just snapped because that happened. My parents aren't gonna listen to this, so I can say it. My mom is manic depressive, and she gets angry. I mean, she's not a violent person, but vocally angry. And there'll be times where she'll be talking about sunshine and rainbows, and then just 2 seconds later she'll snap and tell me to go fuck myself. She's not violent about it.
No, I don't have to be pissed off to tell you to go fuck yourself either. I mean, I get what you're saying.
but randomly, so he might have. I mean, I'm not saying this is an excuse by any fucking means, but he might have a mental condition that causes him to be angry like this, and he might have just snapped. I mean, also, you don't have a child, and I don't have a child, but from all my friends who have kids, it's very hard with a newborn because they are just constantly needing attention. And you got to be there for it 100%. And this isn't the first case of a father or a mother snapping on their child. It's
people that shouldn't have children. Where again, as you guys said, unless you're in a situation you don't fully know, and we've all had our own experiences, so we have our own opinions on things. For me, as my own mother has told me, is I have no compassion, and I really don't. When enough shit has happened to you, some people can still be warm, loving. For me, I have no compassion. I hold no sympathy or empathy, and that's just really I have to fake it to be polite sometimes. It's once again when shit happens like this to a child in your household, unless it was a complete stranger that just came in and did this shit, I don't care what the situation is. I feel nothing for those parents, and it's just it's really. It's just frustrating. And again, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but for me, say a mental illness, say, Stockholm Syndrome, say this, say that, it's just, once again, it happened. Weren't there in person, you don't know this whole story, but from what I've heard, from more outside this podcast and to even the discussion now and on the news, is for sure no sympathy. I never cared to meet this woman, because I would honestly tell her to go fuck herself. Or maybe I won't even say anything. I mean, it's, whatever shit's happened to you in your life, you just don't want to. And of course, I don't have a kid. I don't want a kid. A part of me would love to have kids, but you know what? I came out pretty fucked up. I don't want to pass on the unfortunate genetics that's gone in my family onto a child. And part of me is I would know how to be a good mom or a good parent because I knew what I lacked. I don't want that. I don't want to even try anything. I know I shouldn't be a parent. I know if I or to become pregnant with my husband, I would try to do my very best, but I just don't think I should ever be a mother. I just don't see that for myself.
Well, I mean, I thought for the longest time, me being me, that I should never ever be a father. But of course,
you're
the whole.
Good dad. Your kid came out pretty good.
I mean,
sure.
But the whole cliche, when you have a kid, everything changes. I didn't believe that until I had my son. And I held him up.
That. I don't have a kid.
Yeah, and I held him for the first time, and he looked at me and he peed on me. I'm like, okay, fine, you win. You're in there, buddy. And a whole lot of things changed. But I'm only speaking from my point of view.
Your kid's a prodigy, though. Your kid's like the real life Sasuke. Besides all the violent, fighting and ninja stars and stuff. I mean, your kid can do everything from what we've seen and heard. Your kid's gonna go somewhere in his life, and he can pretty much choose whichever. From what we at least see, I have no doubt this kid of yours can pick any avenue he wants, and he'll fly so high on each avenue. You've raised a good kid, so you are a good parent.
I don't know how much you've talked about your child on your podcast, but just a little backstory for our viewers: this kid can pick up a guitar, teach himself in hours how to play a song,
solve a Rubik's Cube,
ride a fucking skateboard. What else? Yo-yo. DJ.
Rap.
Girl with fucking sick afro.
Can he draw?
Yes.
Damn it.
Well, fuck that.
We can't all have talent.
I know, but the main point of that is I never thought I'd be ready to have a kid.
Your kid's gonna be a Don Juan when he's an adult. I'm just saying he can do all this stuff.
And it just
Well, we kind of know why he has so many talents. I mean, his dad's so vanilla. But he had to get some of it.
Oh, he got everything from mother. Everything from mother. But no, it just said you have to have the right mindset, to have a child. If you don't have the right mindset, something like that.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, it's horrible because I never would imagine in a million years that I would look at my crying son and be so angry at something that really has no control.
Yeah.
That has no way of expressing itself other than like in your basic functions. Crying, peeing, pooping. That's his basic function until you teach it something else. So this is why I'm reserving judgment. On the mother and the father, other than just what's in the news, I let it be, and
it's fucking hard.
Yeah, it's difficult. So this is why I just focus on the baby and want the baby to recover, and then once the whole story gets out, if there's more to it, then I'll go from there.
Yeah, I can imagine
there's always more to stories. I mean, the news is already bullshit. I mean, whether or not that story is 100% true, I mean, it's probably true that he threw the child. I mean, there's ways to prove that, but the news likes to glaze over everything with a nice icing finish.
Yeah, but I can see myself being, as a parent, so stressed out that I want to throw my baby like a football. Yeah, I can only see how stressing parenthood can be, that you want to do that to a child. I'm not a judgmental person, but when it comes down to the well-being of children, judgment all day long.
Oh, of course. I mean, of course, there are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, the moment you put your hand on a physical... Oh, of course. Yeah.
If now, when it comes to other things, if whatever religion you are, if you don't like this type of person, you love this type of person, long as you're not... That's actually where my judgment is saying this. I don't care who you are, what you do, and what you think or believe in or what your opinions are, as long as you don't hurt yourself and others. This case, they're hurting others, so yeah, I'm going to fucking think you're a piece of shit. So it's... but now if you're gay, you're bi, you're pansexual, you like shoving hamsters up your ass, like, I don't care.
Like Eminem.
I mean, poor hamster. Don't you bring Eminem in here.
You're rolling your ass through a tube.
Oh, I thought you were trying to say he did that, but no, yeah. Going to my house with Eminem.
Poor gerbils.
Yeah. I mean, poor gerbils. I mean, damn.
I have a hamster. His name's Oliver. And
what do you do with Oliver in your spare time?
She's going to confess something. Shh. She's going to confess something.
No, I know it's sound in mind that I'm not ready for a kid either right now, because I will be sleeping at 2 a.m. in the fucking morning, and there Oliver goes in his little nocturnal self. He gets on his noisy ass fucking hamster wheel. I will get out of bed so fast, rip that wheel off the fucking side of his tank, throw it across my room, the wheel, not the hamster, and go back to sleep peacefully. And forget to put it back in the morning, and then my mom blames me for being a shitty hamster parent because he's over all day in his cage full of things.
Well, yeah, kind of need to put some toys in there. Like, when you're sleeping at night, take the wheel out, of course, but I'm pretty sure if you had a baby, that the maternal, everyone says the maternal instincts will kick in.
And you're telling me that right now. The maternal instincts will kick in.
That's what I'm being told all the time.
Some people, and I'll reserve not to say any names, some people are not maternal. Some people are truly not maternal. Some people can have children after baby after baby after baby and not be paternal.
And that's what happens when you see all these abusive child stories, is these are people that obviously don't adopt the paternal instincts. And that's what terrifies me. Like, maybe I will, maybe I won't. It's...
I can't stand that bitch.
Not gonna go there. She just has an opinion. But anyhow,
you're in the mall all the time, and with her kids. There's all like 10 of them. I just want to punch her in the goddamn face.
Gotta get those food stamps.
Exactly. Popping out kids just for another check.
Yeah, but like I was saying,
giving a shit about the kid.
Yeah, some people aren't maternal, and I know by experience some people are not maternal. I know people who should not have kids. Some people who had kids shouldn't have any more. But once again, this is just my opinion. And back to the topic at hand, it's just I had to bring it out there because not too many people are really talking about the topic at hand. And most people are focusing on the child, of course, but not too many people are really focusing on the backstory. And that's something I'm curious about, is just the backstory.
I'm not. I mean, again, as you guys said, the news can stretch things. You don't know if you're not there. I'm not interested in the backstory more. I mean, it is what it is. If let's say hypothetically it comes to like that, this woman really, he never was violent. He suddenly became schizophrenic and it's medically proven and blah, blah, blah. I would very much take back everything I said about her, fuck her, and just not. But I just, simply because I just don't care. It's, and of course, like you would, and but y'all have more closer, relationships than I do when it comes to this part. It once again comes back to I really have no compassion, empathy, sympathy. I just don't. I cannot feel those things. I'm not saying it to be acting all tough. I really cannot. When someone tells me when they're crying because someone broke up with them, someone broke their heart, or
Fuck you.
It's not just you, bitch. Trust me. Apparently, I'm the Dr. Phil for a lot of people. And when people, it's like, well, anything can happen. An injury, a heartbreak, job loss, anything. It's not like I'm being a dick. Are you done?
Yeah.
It's just, I'm not capable of feeling this stuff. I just can't. It's not like I don't try to, or I'm blocking it. It's just not there. And now politeness, I do try to do my best. And I mean, Veronica, she's my best friend. She knows, like, when I give her advice, I'm basically a dick to her.
She's like fucking Edna from The Incredibles. Put yourself together, woman.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
slap me with a fucking magazine.
I will tell
with
her
all the beauty products that she bought. She won't tell her husband about.
Oh, my husband knows. No, like, there's certain times where I'll just tell her, it's like, dude, I don't give a flying fuck. You need to pull yourself together. I mean, you can get through this. There's no excuses. And she knows that we've been through these talks. And, you kind of sometimes need a friend that doesn't sugarcoat shit.
All right. And once again, it all comes down to choices.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I choose to drink.
All comes down to choices. Thank God I don't drink. But to put a capper on the subject, I mean, we all have very strong feelings about it. Each and every single one of us has strong feelings. I'm just hoping everything turns out okay for the child. That's all I'm concerned about.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
So, as we wrap up this interesting, this entertaining, this drunken show.
I kind of didn't like this one because, I mean, it started off good, but then we got into it's depressing, and then of course, I'm drinking, so my feelings can be more amplified. And, like, this, I mean, means the baby, and this is a topic, you want to talk about, so I don't feel like I'm not this, like, man, this is not a topic I wanted to talk about when I'm drinking. Because when I drink, if I feel a certain emotion, it becomes amplified, most drunk people do. I'm a happy person. So you can be angry, I'm going to be pissed, I'm going to throw something out the fucking window, and right now, Bronco's the one that's closest to me.
Thank God I'm sitting back here. So, in closing, folks, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, please, by all means, comment on our show.
We're going to get some fucking comments about this, and people are going to tell me to go fuck off, I'm pretty sure.
Slacking Majestically 01 at yahoo.com. Or, hell, put your comments in here. We'll be back next week with another show. We're going to keep it light, of course, but if anything comes up that we're going to talk about, nothing is taboo. We're going to say our opinions, whether they're good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. Please vote if you think Adriana should watch the Marvel movies and Star Wars movies. I'm going to get suckered into watching it eventually.
You should.
So we're going to end this on a good note. Veronica.
Yes.
Do you have any parting words, since now you're part of our show now? We sucked you in. You're one of us now. There we go. Dead space. Dead space. Dead space.
I mean, if you actually look inside of her ear, you will see a sign in there.
Stay classy. Never trashy, but a little bit sassy.
As I was saying, if you actually look in her ear, you'll see a little sign in there that says rent for space. Or space for rent, sorry.
Fuck you.
Ashley Majestic, do you have any last parting words for this week?
As soon as we stop recording, I'm going to go get myself in our drink, and I'm going to start being happy, because this conversation we had for like the last 10 minutes really set a different mood for me, and I'm just like, don't want to feel this anymore.
My apologies.
No, it was a serious topic, and something to touch, and something important to you, close to heart to you. So of course, something happens to me I don't want to talk about, but my close to heart is like how. Well, fuck you, you didn't see the Star Wars movie, but how Han Solo was murdered, we need to talk about that shit. I love Kylo Ren, but he murdered
And when Loki's coming back and how Loki's coming back.
Oh, Loki's gonna come back. And the fact is that the Russo brothers oh yeah, he's definitely dead. Lies. I acknowledge the council's decision, but I recognize that decision is just bullshit.
Falsified.
Irrelevant.
Okay, so I'll tell you what, this will be my promise to you. In 2 weeks, I will watch all the movies. And I'll get back to you in 2 weeks and we'll talk about it.
Everybody hears him say that.
You
but
can
he's
quiz
not
me.
gonna
This is going on record.
Marvel movies.
This is going on record.
And all the Star Wars movies.
No, we'll do a show next week about whatever. And the week after that, then you can quiz me on. We'll do Star Wars first.
Okay, Star Wars is easier, but you have. Are you aware that there's a certain order you have to watch them in?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so if you need to, or does your son know Star Wars and Marvel and all that?
No, but I can.
Oh, there it is.
I can go online.
That's where his kid's lacking. There we go. I found it. All up to your kid, but found it. I found a weakness.
I will watch the new Star Wars movies, and in 2 weeks we'll go back. We'll sit down and talk about it.
No, you need to watch the prequel trilogy.
I
then
have.
you need to watch Rogue One. Then you need to watch the original trilogy. Then you need to watch The Force Awakens, and then The Last Jedi.
You hear it on the show.
7 movies.
Okay, I'll do it. In 2 weeks we'll come back. We'll talk about it.
Wait, hold on. But before we cut this off, I have to know. Did you at least see Black Panther?
No, I have not.
Oh my god, go fuck yourself.
No, for real, right?
Damn.
How did you not at least see Black Panther?
Because A, I'm a father. B, I'm a father.
A lot
C,
of
I'm a
fathers have
father.
seen it.
And I work my ass off.
Well, here's a person that's always like, oh, I get to watch movies for free when I go to the movie theater, but you don't see all these movies.
I just...
This is the topic we should have discussed about this podcast.
Next week we will. Next week we will. She needs...
I'm gonna
Dude, I'm hungry. I
tonight.
need some McDonald's.
Ooh, I'm grabbed on the way home. So, any happy thoughts before we end this?
Shit.
The logo will be changed within the next 5 days. 5 to 7 days. Business days, not
We need to be-
including weekends.
It has to be a group vote if it's gonna be the logo too, though.
I mean, I'm drawing it, so obviously.
Yeah, there we go. My final words for the show is thank you, Veronica, one of our new co-hosts. Thank you for being part of this. Thank you for doing our logo. Thank you for interjecting yourself into our show.
And all that dead space.
And absolutely, we love it, but you're getting better. And of course, once again, you will get better, and you will be talking a whole lot more. Eventually, I'll sit back and I'll have you guys talk because you guys have stories upon stories, and you guys are catty to one another. It's very adorable.
Funny is in real life, I can't stop talking.
That's not
figure.
funny, trust me.
That's not funny.
Here's the positive thought I will lead on.
Okay.
Or leave on. We already touched this. I already touched this early in the podcast, but once again, Keanu Reeves is going to be Toy Story 4. Don't give me that look.
What's the name of the show?
It's not a show.
Slacking Majestically.
Oh, I thought you were talking about this. I thought you were talking about Keanu
She's our
Reeves.
co-host. I forgot the name of the show already. Okay.
Yep.
That's why she's not full-time.
Yeah, she's just a part-time
She's an intern.
Once again,
I do not want a unicorn as our logo. Let me tell you this
It's
much.
majestic, bitch.
I don't want a fucking unicorn.
this is why I sit back and I let them talk.
Let me fucking get this straight. I will not vote on a unicorn, and Adriana, so help me God if you vote on the unicorn.
My positive words to close out this show is thank you, ladies, once again, for your opinions, your humor, your anger, your alcohol. Oh, good Lord. And until next week, once again, thank you, everyone.
Vote on what animal should be the mascot.
Goodbye, everyone.